then when you've got Angel screaming, Angel does it again. And
that was something, right?
That was something.
I'm sorry, you canceled the support for the game a month ago.
Why would they even host a trade?
I don't know.
And I sit down and he picks up one donut and eats it. So you want to like QA games?
When the rubber meets the road, they're gonna be like, oh my god, I don't like seeing Mario get his skull smashed.
Oh, I would love
It
to
doesn't
see that.
work.
I would love to see
Yeah,
that.
again, like I said.
Ladies and gentlemen, sweatlers and casuals, welcome to BattlefieldOne Podcast, your number one destination for everything Battlefield. You tolerate us, we tolerate you, and that's why I always tune into each episode you listen to, because you care what we have to say, you care what we have to, like, tell you what kind of amazing franchise this is, or whatever the case may be, I don't know. Anyway, deep down, you love us, and I know you do, and that's why you tune into this episode every time. So, my name is Tom, also known as the Lanky Soldier. I am being joined by my fellow Battlefield degenerate, Ray Edmunds, who always interrupts me apparently.
Always, all the time.
How dare you to interrupt me, Ray? How dare
I
you?
know, I'm such a joke. Such a joke.
You interrupt me all the time, Ray. Not like we don't know each other for 10 plus years. Jesus Christ. Ray, what's wrong with you?
A lot. I mean, that should be known by now.
Yeah, clearly.
That's nothing new.
Anyway. But yeah, so we have some interesting conversations. We have the blog post from DICE about the class updates, whatever the case may be. I want to talk about some plans for the future for this upcoming month because I'll be on holiday, so that's that. And I want to address some feedback that we got from the last episode because some of it really kind of made me annoyed in a spiteful way. I don't know what to say. I guess spiteful. And we're gonna talk about some like stuff from the blog post and everything because people are mad. And we want to discuss it in the most neutral way because we Battlefield fans too. We know Battlefield. We play Battlefield. And, you know, we can discuss it. And we want to give you a different perspective. Like, you know, maybe give you behind the scenes stuff that's happening with this development and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. And I want to say, of course, grab a drink, grab a snack, whatever the case may be. We're going to have a good 1 hour long conversation about Battlefield. And I can actually finally say this. We have a website. If you want to support us, you know, read about us, give us feedback, or whatever the case may be, or read some Battlefield news, whatever is on your mind, please go to BattlefieldOne.net.
Really proud of that thing.
Oh, I am so proud. BattlefieldOne.net. The website I've been working on for the last 4 months, is finally up. It's finally minimal viable product. It's for everyone's consumption. Please check it out. So it doesn't matter if you're mobile or desktop. I do, of course, recommend to go on desktop because I hate mobile, but mobile works too. It's fine. Please check out BattlefieldOne.net if you want to know about us, you want to support the show, or whatever the case may be. Please check out. You know, and of course, if you enjoy the conversations we have, leave a rating. Leave comments and everything. Engage with the show. We get in comments and everything. I love it. Thank you for all the comments and everything. It does make me like, you know, see what people are feeling. You know, the temperature, right? But yeah, thank you guys for joining this podcast. Enjoy the conversations. So, the first topic. I wouldn't say first topic. I say this every time. Every time we start a new episode, I always say like the first topic. Oh, wait a minute.
The first topic of the day.
Yeah, something like that. And it's like maybe it's not the first topic. Yeah, I need to stop doing that. It's like, to be fair, guys, I'm sorry. Recording session is not happening. It's not gonna be the best recording because I don't know what's happening with me today. But anyway, just want to talk about some plans happening in the future with the podcast. So just a quick notice. So we'll try to record another episode, maybe 2 this month, and we'll be releasing them every week or 2. And yeah, we'll try to record 3 episodes, like public ones. We'll see if we can record Patreon this month because I'm gonna be on holiday in 2-ish weeks. So I'm gonna be gone for 2 weeks. So it is a Battlefield reveal or whatever happens, you know, because people are expecting like a reveal at the end of the month. If the reveal happens or something like that, and we don't post an episode about that, I'm sorry, I'm just on holiday. I'm visiting my in-laws in another country. I'll bring my microphone with me, so if we are recording anything during my holiday, we can record something, some sort of audio version of it, I guess. But that's gonna
Worst
be
case scenario.
Yeah, but that's gonna be released on Patreon, not the public episode, not the public feed on Spotify or YouTube, wherever. Because I won't be able to edit the video there. So the only thing I can post is...
Basically what he's saying is if we do have to do content while he's out and away, it's only going to be for the people who pay for the privilege of watching it.
Yeah, pretty much. So if there's a Battlefield reveal, I'm on holiday, you should subscribe to Patreon to actually get early access to that, you know. Also, when
in case.
Yeah, just in case. I'll bring my microphone with me, and there's a Office PC there that I can use for audio editing, so it's not too bad, and I can somewhat upload the audio.
It's $1. What do you got to lose? $1. It's
Technically
just
$4.
Just okay, $4. $4. It's
So
half of a McDonald's meal.
Yeah. So if there's a reveal and we're not posting on public feed or anything, we're dead or something like that. If we're not, I'm just on holiday. That's all it is. And if we actually recording something when I'm on holiday, it's gonna be published on Patreon first. Simple as that.
We'll let you know.
Yeah.
We'll let you know.
Just, hey, go to BattlefieldOne.net or patreon.com/TheLankySoldier and you get all the information. That's it. Also, I want to make an episode about the website itself, because the website itself has been in the works for 2-3 months. And I kind of want to explain what's the idea behind it, because it's not just a website for holding our old episodes, in one place, right? It's not that. It's not just an archive for our old episodes and everything. It's a bit more than that. And so we do have a minimal viable product, finally.
Or is it just a wall that y'all can graffiti and scream at all the time, too? So
I should add a feature. Well, for example, okay, I'm not going to talk about it now.
Comment section or blog post or forums. Yeah. Ooh, we could have our own forums.
The list is big, that what I want to include in that website, but I'll talk about it in the next episode because it's not important right now. But it's just website is up. I'm glad it's up. And I want to make a website, want to make an episode just talking about that, because there's a lot. There's a lot of things I want to cover and want to explain to people what's the purpose of this website and so on. But yeah, So if there's a reel at the end of the month, I'm sorry, we're just gonna subscribe to Patreon. If there's we'll record a first reaction or something like that.
I mean, should anybody be surprised that things are kind of being, winged at this point? Because, the news is sporadic and sparse, and it's all speculatory. So, I mean, come on, guys. You think everything's going according to plan?
Well, we've been saying since February or March that I don't think this
there is no plan.
Actually, wait. You know what? Do you feel like there's a reveal at the end of the month, though? Does it feel like it to you?
I don't know. I feel like they kind of have to say something or do something or put something out there to kind of keep. Because here's the thing about hype is you've got to kind of keep it up. It's like an inflatable with a pinhole in it. It does deflate over time. It will deflate over time. You have to keep adding air to it in order to supplement that deflation. So I think what they need to do is they either need to do another reveal or another public playtest session or something.
I don't think
to kind of
there was a somewhat public playtest a month ago or 2 months ago.
Yeah, public with no. When I say public, I mean if you sign up for it, you fucking participate in it. Everything that they have done is private.
Okay, yeah,
it's invite only. They're not even curating who they put in there. That is private playtesting. And when I say public, I mean like it was with 2042. If you signed up for it, you fucking get it. There's this week that it's going to run, and that's it. The thing is I don't think the game is at the point where it's ready in order to do that. They're not going to want to throw a lot more money at marketing. They're only going to market this thing as financially tight as they can get away with. So they need to do something at the end of this month, or at the end of the next, or God, even in the end of next month at the utmost latest, to just kind of, hey, we're still here, guys. Hi, poke, let you know we're still here. But what is the question?
Yeah,
it used to be EA Play that was that thing that would do that. That's not happening.
Also, sorry if anyone heard bubbly sounds in the background. I was literally pouring my Monster drink into a cup, so I'm pretty sure the microphone picked it up. It was just...
We are not sponsored by Monster Energy, kids, so let's just get that...
I wish. But anyway.
BattlefieldOne podcast, sponsored by Monster Energy drink, because we need the energy to deal with this shit.
Good one. But yeah, it's like it doesn't feel like there's a reveal happening this month. It doesn't feel like it because Battlefield Labs is happening and everything, and the playtest was okay. Just quick mention of the playtest yesterday. From what I seen, the playtest was a laggy mess. People teleporting 10 meters and everything to like different location, the rubber banding, all that kind of stuff. It was horrible, apparently.
So unfinished product is running like unfinished product.
Apparently, the visual glitches, like the game literally just created the Battlefield 3 filter over your screen, just like just blue. Everything's blue, just like so, yeah. The playtest was not that good yesterday, apparently. But yeah, that's not. I don't think there's a reveal happening this month. It doesn't feel like it. Just doesn't feel like it, right? It's just.
There needs to be, but I just don't think it's gonna happen.
Does it? If the game is not coming out this year, why do you need to do a reveal?
Because you still need to, like I said, here's the thing. They've already made the mistake of letting everybody know that it's a thing that they have in development, so people know it exists.
Actually, the bigger mistake, they said that the reveal is going to be this summer anyway, in the first place. They should just be quiet.
Yeah, there's that too. They already put
quiet.
themselves into a time constraint. But again, summer could mean anywhere from last month clear all the way through till the beginning of August. So that's still a month and a half, almost 2 months away. There's still time. That being said, their first mistake was, one, like I was about to say, putting themselves under their own time constraints, because that's dumb. I've learned to stop doing that, especially when it comes to private work, because let's be real here, kids. I'm not the most motivated person in the world, so that being said, I mean, if you're paying me to do something, I'm more motivated in order to get it done. But if it's a personal project, I mean, if I ain't feeling it, I ain't feeling it. But that, again, that's how human beings are. If you're not motivated to do something, you're really not motivated to do it. Anyway, second thing is the product isn't. The game's not at any point where where they could logically do any kind of a major public announcement or release, unless they're going to go, okay, here's outlining what we want to do. Which, again, what good is that going to do? You're going to tell us what you want to do, but that's not telling me what it actually is. So I'm not interested in that either. I know the playtest is a thing. I know it's in an unfinished state. So showing me more gameplay footage isn't necessarily going to do anything. But the thing is again, the average consumer is going to be like, I forgot this was a thing. Unless they marketing blitz their asses off when this thing gets ready to release. That's the only way this is going to happen. But we already know it's not happening this year. We already know it's not coming out at the beginning of this year. Or at the end of this year.
There's no way.
That ship is sunk.
There's no way this game is coming out later this year. There's no way. And I don't understand how certain people still have that idea that the game might come out later this year. In what universe? Like, the only people that say that are not paying attention what's happening. They haven't read the articles. They haven't seen what... Yeah, sure.
I wouldn't say they're not paying attention. I would just say they're extremely hopeful.
Where's that apple, boy? I need that apple now. Anyway, also speaking of Apple, I just want to quick address this, even though we went off tangent a little bit. I just want to address about the last episode. We got some comments, people saying that, oh, Ray is obnoxious. Oh, Ray is loud. Oh, and you know what? I'm telling you right, guys. Let me tell you right now. I've been receiving comments about me being a horrible host, all that kind of stuff, or a horrible YouTuber for many years now. For many, many years. I remember, even back in Battlefield Hardline days, I got so much shit. That doesn't matter. Then I get comments, oh, Andre is a dumb idiot. Okay. Ray is obnoxious.
We knew that.
Yeah, well, yeah, I agree with that. Ray is obnoxious idiot that just like interrupts Lanky all the time. Guys, how long do you think we know each other? How long do you think me and Ray know each other? And he's eating that apple on purpose to fuck you up right now, just to fuck with you all. How long do you think we know each other?
What are you talking about, bro? This is my breakfast.
Yeah, true. I have, well, it's not. I have a monster here. I won't call it breakfast either. But anyway, how long do you think?
Straight Monster energy drink. That is the most American breakfast you could possibly ever have. I'm eating something healthy, and this is fucking weird.
Anyway, guys, you have to understand. You have to chillax a little bit. We know each other for 10 plus years, right? Right? 10 plus years.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, about 11, 12 years.
Yeah, so it's been a while.
Yeah.
Like, guys, we've been recording videos and podcasts and everything for so long. We know each other. And when we both of us know that we're so passionate about this freaking franchise. Getting comments like, "Oh, Ray's an obnoxious idiot. He always interrupts Lanky." Listen, we're not here trying to like one up each other. It's no, it's never been no, guys. You need
Thing
to
is,
stop.
this was never a one-sided thing. This was always
It's never been a
conversation. It was
one-sided
always
thing.
a double-sided conversation.
Also, you have
And
to.
I'm sorry if people aren't the biggest fans of that. I can't
Ray,
have a conversation with somebody where I just listen. That's a lecture.
Yeah, Ray. Yeah, here's the thing. I'm a interesting personality. Like honestly, like if anyone knows me in person, they know there's two things that keep me alive: my wife's love, my wife's love that keeps me alive, and spite. Those two things that keep me going in my life. Those two things. I'm not apologetic about. I'm not being like jokey about. I'm being serious. My wife's love and spite keeps me going. The reason this podcast exists in the first place might sound really wrong to you all, but spite. All my best work in my life came from spite. The reason I started making Battlefield trailers because I was spiteful. Because like, these are shit trailers. I can make a bad Battlefield trailer. So I made a bad Battlefield trailer. Oh, I don't enjoy these podcasts that I'm listening. Like, I'm not saying about Battlefield podcasts. Like, I'm just talking about general like podcasting because I listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to like 12 different podcasts because I need to do something at work, and I'm just like,
my existence is out of spite.
yeah. So like, I'm a very spiteful person, and that's for a reason because all my life I've been undermined for whatever reason, and I'm really spiteful about that. Like, people don't take me seriously for whatever reason. I hate that, but that's the truth. And I'm being really spiteful. And so, but that's because I'm being spiteful. You know, sometimes I can be a bit aggressive, too passionate with my thoughts and everything. And sometimes I have to clarify what I am saying. Like, it does happen. So Ray is kind of like the perfect antidote to that. Like, because Ray doesn't... He doesn't chill in the same places as me, right? In terms of like the Battlefield, community, the multiplayer games, or whatever the case may be, right? My dude can't even play Warzone with me because he rather kill NPCs now than play with me.
I hate dealing with people.
Yeah, and I love shooting people online. So so we kind of bounce off each other and everything. We can clarify to each other and fix each other's mistakes or whatever. So every time someone interrupts someone, it's not because we want to one up each other. Guys, we're friends. We've been friends for so long. Like, chill. It's not that deep. It's not that deep.
I put it this way: when we started getting real serious about doing this, we all made the comment to ourselves and we all agreed. Everything works better when it comes off like it's a conversation.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I understand some people have conversations different than others. It all depends upon the relationship, how well you know the person, etc., etc. Like what Tom's explaining. And again, I can't just sit and listen forever. That's a lecture. We're not here for a lecture. We're here for a conversation. And that's why we invite you guys in order to make comments and actually contribute as well. Not just because we want feedback, but because we want to hear what you guys are thinking about it as well. We look through social media accounts. We look through social medias in order to see what the pulse of the community is. Before we even come on here and start talking shit, we do our due diligence. I'm not going to say we're perfect.
It's either mental illness for me or 200 IQ of me going through everything.
This man insists on going to Reddit and trudging through the sludge. I gave up Reddit a long time ago.
Not only go through the sludge, actually interact with the sludge.
And translate it.
Interact with the sludge.
Yeah. Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
So it's like we come on here and we talk because we want to talk about what the community is feeling. We want to talk about how we feel about things. But the problem is again, talk. That's a conversation thing. So I'm sorry if the way I go about a conversation is wrong or irritating to somebody. Can't help you on that one. But what I will sit here and promise is what we say is 100% as far as we know at that moment in time, both truthful and passionate about this franchise. And that's the end of the story, period.
Also, I can't.
It's not to try to compete with each other. It
also,
never will be.
I learned that from like doing YouTube and podcasting all these years. I learned something that, listen, I can't please anyone. Like, I remember back in the days, I was like, oh, this guy sucks.
tried.
Oh, this guy sucks. This guy sucks. Okay, I'll try to make changes and so on. Then someone else goes like, I prefer the old guy. I'm like, well, you know what? I can't. So, and honestly, if you come to listen to BattlefieldOne podcast, I assume you come to listen to, what we think. You don't want us to read patch notes for you. You don't want to we read articles for you. You can do that yourself in 2 minutes, clicking on the article or patch notes and
Clearly,
read it
y'all
yourself.
don't want long-form lecture videos with the cartoon over it telling you how fucking shitty the industry
Yeah, exactly.
is. Because I gave y'all that at one point in time, and nobody liked that either.
Like,
So,
for example, you go on BattlefieldOne.net website, right? We have it right now. We write articles about the news and everything. But what do we do in those articles? We don't spill out what's the news. We add what we talked in the podcast on top of the news. So you get some context, something out, some sort of discussion, something to think about. So every time you listen to this podcast, listen, if you're here for the patch notes or whatever, I'm sorry, we don't do that here. We don't do patch notes because you can read it yourself.
unless there's something that big.
It's something big, we discussed that. That's different, we're not here to tell you how you're supposed to feel. We're here to tell you, like, just to, like, maybe explain to us what you're feeling, right? Like, me and Ray don't agree on everything regarding Battlefield, and that's fine, and that's why this podcast exists, because we can have a conversation.
And that's
maybe
why it works.
Yeah, maybe we can have a conversation about it, and maybe meet in the middle somewhere. And that's like,
Could you imagine how boring this would be if we just sat around for an hour agreeing with each other?
Oh my god, yeah. Loads of podcasts are like that. Like they're like, yeah, I agree, and they just continue go to a different topic. I'm like, okay, there's no conflict, there's no conversation, there's
no
nothing.
discourse. Like, what the fuck?
There's nothing. I personally think the last episode we did is one of the best ones we ever did. Like, one of the best episodes we did, because like we were passionate. We were like really, we could have went for another 2 hours minimum. We could.
Yeah.
We could have.
Wasn't starved for time. But yeah.
We could have, but. Yeah, it's like, guys, it's not that deep. It's literally not that deep. Chillax, it's fine. Like,
I mean, we love you.
You should also subscribe to Patreon and see what kind of people we are, like, when we're not under the public scrutiny, when we're like people that pay for us and they actually, pay for the content and everything.
I think what I might do is go back and instead of making it just private, just make my hardline video unlisted. And I'll give you the link to that again that we could put into Patreon for in the archive and promote it a little bit and go, hey, this is what could have been at one point in time.
Oh my god.
And I busted my ass on that hardline review.
Ray, you just gave me the mind-blown idea. So because we have the website now, and we have the articles and news and everything section, we can technically go through our old videos from 10 years ago, watch them, and write an article or comment or something like that, just to a retrospective, right? What happened back then.
we could do that. I mean,
now.
We could do that. We could also, because like my first comment would be, especially when it comes to the hardline review, it's just like audio balancing. I had no idea what that was.
Yeah. My god, like the original Battlefield 1 podcast episode from 2015, the audio is fucking garbage.
What was it? That one the one podcast that wound up becoming LGG when we tried originally starting that up ages ago. That fucking clusterfuck episode that just crushed me as far as editing goes. I could relink that and go, hey, this was good. This was going to be the editing style at one point in time. This is what we kind of visioned for it in order to be, and then we realized how much of a pain in the ass it was in order to do all that editing. As great as the visual gags and everything were, I feel like that was one of the best things that we ever produced, was that one episode. But the problem being is, again, the editing just killed me. That took fucking 8 hours to edit.
Yeah, even right now, people should know how. Well, I know you should not. It's not your business. I get it. Why should you care how long it takes me to produce an episode? You should not care. Like,
if you care about the end product, the time spent invested shouldn't matter.
And that's true.
Yeah.
If you're passionate about something, the time invested doesn't really matter. The thing is, I gotta work. Tom gotta work. We got bills to pay. We got family to spend time with, and family is something that's very important to me. My time with my wife is paramount in my life. I am no different than Eminem. I am a 9 to 5 guy. When that 5 o'clock hits, I am done work.
Yeah,
I have lost family members from being when I was a workaholic, and no, I won't do it again.
Yeah, as an adult, you realize like you need a work-life balance. You really do. Like, for example,
And this is work. As much as we love doing this is work.
Working on the website a lot for me. It was. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. But damn, the end result looks good. I'm like,
It was worth it, yeah, dude. And you did a great job with it. And I give you all of the props because I know how much time you fucking sank into that. I'll give you about 2 or 3 weeks off, and then now you're gonna go tackle my website.
Yeah, actually true. But yeah, that was off topic. Anyway, guys, just chill. It's fine. Anyway, it's fine.
We're passionate about this shit.
We're really passionate about Battlefield. It's fine. Like, listen, guys, it's fine. Including, like, so for example, some people are not a fan of Andre. I get that. Andre is a very particular person. I get that.
He's quite coarse.
That's the nice way of describing. Also, if you want to understand how me and Andre interact as human beings, just listen to the public Patreon episode that released last week or something, 2 weeks ago. Listen to that. Listen to the first 10 minutes, and you'll understand what kind of relationship this is.
There's so much love there. I mean, I don't get why people are worried.
Well, when my phone was dinging for not my phone, Matea's phone was dinging for like 40 messages at once in the middle of the night. Yeah, that tells you how much I love Andre. But anyway, off topic. Guys, we're all friends. Chill. We're all friends. It's fine. You're fine.
Surprise! This was not timestamped. We hope you're enjoying the show so far, but we need to stop for a second and tell you about some important stuff. And now that we have your attention, it's time to tell you all about our amazing Patreon that is helping us keep the show going. Patreon.com/TheLankySoldier.
But yeah, episode 47. You paid for this.
I'm sorry.
I'm not. I don't care.
In my defense, I didn't know it was broken or it was going to break upon squeezing it gently. Battlefield 1 podcast was rebooted in March of 2023. We learned a lot of lessons from our previous shows that consisted of 41 episodes, and we've been building amazing foundations for the future with this current show. There's a reason why we're the best Battlefield-related podcast available on Spotify and anywhere else. We've also had the honor of being listened to by DICE, Ripple Effect, and other developers as well. Now, we want to share even more with you through our Patreon.
And I've never seen her. So I will be like crying and yelling, and I will not be the same person I am right now.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ready for that kind of emotion. I know we're emotionally close and everything, but I don't think we're that emotionally close.
Yeah, that will be an experience of its own.
We want to thank everyone that has joined as a free member or subscribed to our Patreon in the last year. The support is greatly appreciated, always was, and always will be. It's amazing, and it only motivates us to continue with our Battlefield journey. By simply becoming a free member or even subscribing to any paid tier, you're not only supporting the show, but you're also getting a lot of content back in return.
Right, because Call of Duty gets so annoying sometimes, I actually got so desperate I installed League of Legends again.
Oh my god. The perks of any tier is you'll get ad-free early access to all of our future episodes. You can already listen to the previous episodes ads-free as well, simply by being a free member. There's no more waiting, no more interruptions, just pure unfiltered Battlefield content straight to your ear holes, from our mouth holes, and anywhere else. You know, it's amazing, isn't it?
The only reason why CTE did as well as it did back in the day, guys, is because it wasn't locked down to secrecy. Those that couldn't participate were still able to see what was going on. That's the point that I'm getting at right now.
We're also giving you a behind-the-scenes look at what goes into making the Battlefield 1 podcast or any other content we produce, from planning sessions to recording mistakes and everything in between. You'll get an insider's perspective on how we bring each episode to life pretty much from start to finish.
And the reason why I'm saying
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's your fault.
It's all my fault.
It's all your fault, Ray. How did you ruin the whole show? We need to cancel it again.
Just gotta can it for another 8 months again. Just appear out of nowhere with
we need to cancel it again.
Colors.
Ray, what the fuck did you do?
And that's only Battlefield. We're also offering access to our exclusive Patreon podcast series, Live Gaming Gathering.
This is a show where friends and special guests get together and talk about everything from the video game industry to movies and, whatever else is on our minds at that particular time. With more than 40 episodes already available, there's hours upon hours of content for you to listen to. All right, I think we need to move on because we've been kind of on this subject for about the last 15 minutes now.
Yeah.
We got a couple of things in order.
Are you feeling better now? Let this
Yes,
thing off.
Yeah, you got that off your chest.
I do feel better. Oh no, wait, one more thing. For example, Angelo.
I'm
we were in
not
discussion.
going to mention any names. Trust me, these are some of the most fun and amazing conversations we have ever had on the show. Because it's just us being us, relaxed and actually having fun. Almost like you're sitting alongside us with the conversation. Yeah.
So the reaction from the Fortnite community is like, okay, every time we see a Cybertruck in the server, it's our mission to drop everything we're doing and send that player back to the lobby.
We also believe in keeping our patrons informed, so we post monthly recaps to let you know what you probably missed during last month's episode, and we're making sure that you're not missing anything important. Just recently, we opened a brand new Discord server where people can talk to each other and get all of the latest updates about our content or the Lanky Soldier channel. Find the link in the description of this episode or at our Patreon. No subscription needed.
You are as a
You
player.
have been measured. Yeah.
You've been measured.
Because we're confident that you'll love the content we're creating, we're offering a free trial that you can use at any time. We believe we're making good content that will make you stay, and we would not be offering free trials if we didn't think so.
I've seen a lot of people like literally get excited, like, you know what? This looks very familiar, clearly ripped from somewhere, but damn it, that looks good.
So, if you want to support the show and get all of these amazing extras, head on over to patreon.com/TheLankySoldier. Your support means the world to us and helps us keep delivering the content that you enjoy. Thank you for being part of the Battlefield community, and thank you for being a part of our community, and we look forward to seeing you on our Patreon. Now, let's get back to the show.
Anyway, so Battlefield. Half an hour
It's
later.
a thing.
Half an hour later. Half an hour later, Battlefield.
No.
So-
I mean, it maybe 20 minutes.
Battlefield Studios released a blog post. It's called what's it called? Sorry, excuse me. Class System Update Part 2. And basically, so the first blog post, that happened a month and a half ago, something like that, was basically explaining, hey, we have these 4 classes, no weapon restrictions, each class can use any weapon it wants, and so on, and that was basically the blog post, right? And people got mad because these classes don't have any weapon restrictions, right? So you can use any weapon you want. Hey, medic can use not medic. Support can use a sniper rifle. Assault class can use a sniper too. Like, I don't know, recon can use a SMG, whatever, right? There's no weapon restrictions and everything. And that caused loads of negative sentiment in the community because people been saying, what's the point of Battlefield Labs if you don't take the feedback? So I won't say majority. Like the loudest people on the internet are not happy with this because they think this removes the DNA of Battlefield. I disagree with that.
Highly.
I highly disagree with that. But anyway, they released part 2 of that blog post, and people were hoping maybe they address something and so on. So basically, what they did. So I can read. Should I read this through? You know what? Yeah. No, I will not read it through because it's gonna take ages. Basically.
Oh, real quick, if there's any background noise or like anything like that, there's a little bit of construction going on around my house. So just yeah, if anybody hears that, sorry.
It's fine. I have construction here all the time, and I remember I got a feedback on Google Forms documents saying like, you should stop saying that. There's background stuff happening or in the background, just ignore it. I'm like, because it gets annoying every time you mention it. I'm like, yeah, you know it. New people don't. I have to tell that to the new people. I have to assume that everyone.
Plus, I never have background noise. What are you talking about?
Yeah, people have to assume that.
Except for occasionally a plane.
Yeah, I have to assume every time someone listens to this podcast, they're new. That's the thing. I'm sorry.
Anyway, back on subject. I'm sorry.
But class system. So basically, DICE explained like, hey, this is how the classes work in more depth, right? So, customizable elements like weapon loadouts, gadgets, throwables, training paths, all that kind of stuff, right? They're saying like, hey, class-defining elements like signature weapon, traits, gadgets, like they're basically explaining in this blog post how the classes work, right? In more depth, right? You still can use any weapon you want for the class, right? So it doesn't matter what class you are, you can use any weapon you want. And they're basically explaining like, hey, each class has like a training path, 3-tier progression system sort of. So basically level 0, always active, grants passive stats. Level 2, level 1. And level 1, level 2 require like XP, so as you play, it's like squad progression or whatever, like player progression, every time you play a
So
match.
kind of like how the squad perks in 4 worked.
Right, that. And level 3 is like manually, it's some sort of like ultimate, right? But it's like ultimate when I'm talking about like, hey, if you're a level 3 recon, you get that level 3 in the game, you can use like some sort of UAV, like a physical UAV to select around the area, and it passively spots enemies for you on the minimap or whatever the case may be, right? So that's the recon thing, right? For example, here I have a summary of it. For example, Recon's UAV level 3 provides a passive enemy spotting in a selected area. 2 unique training branches per class, such as Sniper and Pathfinder for Recon. So there's like different abilities, I guess, or perks, or whatever you want to call them, you can unlock during the game. Allow players to specialize further, offering mechanics like unrecoverable headshots, or near complete stealth. So basically, if you headshot someone, you can't revive them, right? So that's a perk. That's like a sniper perk and so on. What?
I'm sorry, the oxymoron of the term unrecoverable headshot.
That's what I got here.
I'm sorry, just that that term
maybe,
right there just makes me fucking laugh.
Maybe meant unrevivable. I don't know. Anyway, training resets each match, and progression is being tuned using any PlayStation that. Okay, so they talk about the data and they get it and everything, all that kind of stuff. Right. So that's like each class has perks and everything, like squad perks, but it's like individual to you. And and the best example I could imagine, it's like Medal of Honor Warfighter. This is kinda to that, but with Medal of Honor Warfighter, those things reset every time you die. This tracks to the whole match, so that's how it works here. In Medal of Honor Warfighter, if you're like playing, like keep like getting kills, getting objectives, and all that kind of stuff, your bar thing, like you get XP and so on, you can unlock like kill streaks or gadgets, whatever, and you can select attacker for defensive one. And every time you do that, you can go to the second tier and so on, and they reset every time you die. So basically like Call of Duty kill streaks, I guess. In this game, in this Battlefield game, they don't reset after death. They just like accumulate through the whole match. And when you reach the max rank, you can only use it once, and it resets back to level 2, and you have to do it again if you want to use that ultimate perk again, or whatever the case may be, right? And you can use any weapon you want for each class. So, but if you use a specific weapon for the class, let's say assault rifle for the assault class, you get like, for example, boost to sprint to fire speed, right? Or some like reload speed, something like that. Like you get some specific perks to make your character, your soldier, or your gun better if you use the specific weapon of each class. Yes, you're allowed to use any weapon you want for each class, but the game encourages you to use specific weapons for that class, so you can get the benefits of something, right? So for example, if you use SMG for engineer, you get better hip fire control for the SMGs. LMGs, for example, you get negate sprint speed penalties. So basically, if you have LMG as a support class, you don't get any negatives regarding like from sprinting and then start shooting, right?
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. I mean, on one hand, I can see it. I can see it being kind of great because it doesn't pigeonhole you into just only being able to do specific things. But on the other hand, that's I don't know. Anyway.
So there's a signature trait designed to enhance the primary battlefield function. Like, okay, so apparently, well, I wasn't reading through it, but like basically, assault, fall damage reduction and momentum-based mobility, engineer, explosive resistance, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so I need to read more through it, but basically,
It's starting to sound arcadey, more arcadey.
I don't know. To me, this is just whatever. There also changes and everything and so on, but okay, here you go. Feedback-driven class adjustments, for example. So people were thinking, oh, okay, maybe weapons will be locked here, right? No. But they did address certain features, like, for example, they gather feedback about Assault class. Seen as a lone wolf, DICE is rebalancing the class to be more team-orientated. The original weapon Slink feature, carrying 2 primary weapons, was too strong and has been disabled in the whole game. So basically, when you're allowed to have 2 primary weapons for Assault class, they remove that. So that's not a thing. So, okay, people did not enjoy that. Like, okay, 2 primary weapons is probably too much, even though I disagree with that. But that's okay. You know what? That's why I am as a Battlefield player, like, I guess reasonable Battlefield player. Listen, if they don't lock the weapons, okay, cool. If they lock the weapons,
primary weapons just feels too much like other things.
Yes, look, yeah, I don't think that they define the class, but whatever. Like someone was like, so they removed that feature. You can't have 2 primary weapons for Assault class. Cool. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. If it's there, cool. If it's not there, fine, whatever. I don't care. For example, Engineer. Engineer well received, but overpowered in early builds due to stacking dual anti... Oh, okay, so Engineers were able to carry 2 launchers in the Battlefield Labs play. Yeah, they were able to carry 2 launchers, so that's nothing. So they removed that. So that's okay. They removed that.
Huh?
Yeah, that's weird. Even I agree with that. Like 2 primary weapons, that's nothing compared to 2 launchers. That's a bit different. It's like,
I mean, while we're at it, just give support class infinite C4 and make sure that when you throw it, it's magnetic and it sticks to the nearest enemy vehicle.
yeah.
I'm sure that wouldn't cause problems either.
Right. Support popular due to utility. Overuse of supply bags caused healing ammo spam, leading to stalemates. So okay, so this sounds real familiar. Of support players or medics or whatever just throwing health and ammo at choke points, and match is not progressing whatsoever. Because you're healing and getting ammo all the time, it's just 2 particles smashing each other.
Oh
with no,
no, the age-old thing of having a line of front where your battlefield is.
I mean,
it's always.
I get it. It's always been a problem. I guess
it's not even a problem.
I
It's
guess.
not a problem.
It's
It's not a fucking problem. It's
I
a
actually
thing.
don't know. Like Metro Loca, I kind of get it. But then again, if you make it more balanced, you're not gonna have stalemates. You're gonna have absolute destruction of the server. So
I'm gonna need
steamrolls.
you-
You're gonna get steamrolls.
Son, I'm gonna need you to pick up your red, white, and blue flag and study some American and study some military tactics and some history. Get some Merca in your system real quick, and understand that just about all battles have fronts, in some way, shape, or form. There are lines where progression from both sides. Look at Ukraine and Russia right now. There are lines.
Drones, boys. We have drones.
Right, even still, but there are still battle lines as to where occupation is and et cetera, et cetera. You know, it's not just raffle stomping back and forth. That's not how it goes.
I mean,
So
I can't get for
it's
example,
a thing.
maybe it was a problem in Rush, like these kind of like just stalemates, right? So basically, defenders are basically win the game all the time. I kind of get that. But anyway, so what else there was mentioned? Like animations improved, blah blah blah, and so on. Anyway, so long story short, classes have their own traits. They have their own perks. They have their own abilities, realistic abilities, you know. And
Believable.
Yeah, and there's no weapon.
Let's not call it realistic. It's believable.
Yeah, DICE is still doubling down.
There you go.
I got that. Doubling down on classes having no weapon restrictions. And let me tell you this: it's fine. It's fine. And to meet in the middle somewhere, like somewhere in the middle, is like, okay, you know what? If you use assault rifle for assault class, you get some perks on top to encourage you to use the specific class for each class. And you know what? That's fine. I think that's fine. I see no problem with that because at the end of the day, the class is not being defined by the weapon.
And the only problem I see,
what's the problem?
and not that I really want to interrupt you, but
that's fine.
while
Oh,
we're
no, how dare you.
in that section of it, Not that I want to interrupt you, but
Okay,
while we're
okay.
at that point right now, before I lose this thought, my question is we're going to add benefits to using guns that are associated with class, right? That's a good idea. Okay, cool. That encourages the players in order to, use the appropriate classes. My kind of question is not that I want to be the cathartic one, but why is there why wouldn't there be any slight punishments for using guns well outside of their class? So let's say, I don't know, a medic carrying an LMG, a hip fire accuracy penalty, ADS fire penalty, because a medic shouldn't be carrying an LMG.
I think that we had
because this opens the question of where do the lines get drawn as far as what guns are quote unquote appropriate for a class or not, because at that point now you're talking about bringing in milsim levels of realism as far as roles go in the military. And now you're opening another whole huge can of worms. So this is kind of why I'm a little bit against this whole idea of perks being associated with quote-unquote guns that are supposed to be associated with the class. Because at the same time, I feel it's kind of wrong that there's no downside to using stuff that's outside of it. Like if I'm a medic and I have benefits and perks for using an assault rifle, cool. But if for any reason I have to pick up an a sniper rifle, say, and make a long range shot, there should be an accuracy penalty or something associated with that, because that medic shouldn't, be proficient with every gun in existence. I mean, do you see the rabbit hole that I'm creating here, that they have created, that I have now found, and I'm kicking everybody down?
See, I remember we had conversations 10 years ago. Something similar in this vein, right? Something similar. I don't remember what was it, but it was something similar. And I remember there was discussions happening. I think it was David Sterling, or something like that. Which, ironically, he is the producer of this game. He's the Battlefield Labs lead person. And I remember there was a conversation happening about the carrot approach, not the stick approach, because apparently there was like data saying if the stick approach was happening, the stick approach was basically just destroyed whatever will people had. They're just gonna go to the best option available, and they will not care trying out anything else. But with the carrot, at least like, oh, okay, I can use everything I want or whatever, just fine, with no penalties, no problems. It's like I can adapt that to my playstyle, and nothing will ruin my gameplay. It's fine. I can play the game as normally, and I can do my class role fine. But if I use a specific thing for this specific class, I get some benefits, and like, oh, that means I can even do better because I'm doing what the game has encouraged me to do in the first place. So it's a carrot and stick approach, and apparently the stick approach just demotivates people from trying something new.
Which I find weird. I find really weird in order to insinuate that, because here's the thing. AEK spam was AEK spam was AEK spam.
Well, AEK was good at weapon, that's the problem.
The meta is, yes, that's exactly it. People are going to just stick to the meta regardless. So that's an infuriating revelation of truth. That's why developers often shake up metas often to encourage people to change, to try new things. I don't think that, I mean, I get that the data shows, but I really find it very hard to believe that, because again, like, people are going to go with what works, with what is the best, not only for them or or whatever the meta is, period, in the game. There were guns in Battlefield 4 that everybody used because they were the best. It didn't matter what they introduced. I mean, and that game had a buffet of guns in comparison to some of the games we have nowadays.
Oh yeah,
and people barely used half of them. Why? Because they sucked. By comparison to the meta.
Yeah, they felt similar.
Yeah, or there was just a clone that was just that little bit off, or it didn't have this quirk or this perk, or you know what I mean? So when they say that the carrot and stick approach doesn't work, that just the carrot approach works, I find that kind of conflicting, because the carrot approach is encouraging people to further stick to the meta.
Meta will change as long.
And so the carrot and so the stick approaches. Think about what I said there. You're going to punish people for not doing what's supposed, quote unquote, the meta. So I'm still further encouraging people. I think the best thing would be to just not have it, period, because it doesn't really do anything.
So in your opinion, you think that they should just lock weapons to classes then?
In the most logical, well, yeah, I mean, to a degree, yes, but at the same time, no, because I want the freedom in order to be able to be able to pull a sniper rifle and use it when I need it. But the problem being is now they've introduced that like I said, this is the Pandora's box that they opened now, because now, logically speaking, you're wanting it one way or not. You want to tell people that you want them to try new things. You want them to do different things. So you opened everything up, but at the same time, again, you're still encouraging them in order to, okay, assault only has to use assault rifles and support only has to use LMGs, or you're not going to get the buff now. But versus where originally I would have wanted it, where, okay, if I need a sniper rifle and I continuously die to somebody, and let's say, I don't know, the 44 Magnum isn't the beast that it used to be, and I can't use that to counter snipe, and I need to switch to a sniper rifle in order to try or because I can't get out of this position, or some reason I have to change weapons outside of the norm. Again, I feel like I should be getting penalized for that, because it's the complete opposite of what my class is supposed to be doing. In that instance, my teammates should be able to take care of the sniper and help out so that I can continue the role that I have been in the fight to begin with. So it's complicated. This is not simple.
Which actually brings on a funny conversation, because I've been reading and seeing what people are talking about this, and a lot of people, which I kind of have to disagree with them, they say, especially all developers, right? I've seen some comments from all developers that worked on Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. They're not happy with this open class system thing, open weapon class, right? Whatever you want to say, right? They're not happy, right? They're really like just shitting, like what they doing and everything. And even one of them even called some people shitheads because they think they get their own way. I'm like, okay, chill, boomer. Just because you worked one of fan favorite games, sure, don't get me wrong, but you're just one person working in these games. It's fine. You're not chill.
They've ruined Battlefield.
Yeah, literally that's what I hear. Every time I hear like that certain developers like they ruined Battlefield, I'm just like, okay, boomer.
I don't want to take that stance exactly, but I mean, at the same time, I mean, that's got to be that can't be an easy thing in order to sit and watch either as that developer. And I mean, I'm just going to say this right now because I don't want to seem like, haha, fuck you, times are changing, get with it. I mean, that's not the thing. I mean, that dude had to work so that we could be having this conversation right now. That's just the brass taxes and the truth of it at the end of the day. If that dude didn't have a job or that dude wasn't doing his job, we probably wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation. So that being said, I get where they're coming from on that angle. Because even me as a longtime player, I'm kind of like that as well. I mean, deep down inside, we all have that. They've ruined Battlefield, and down in our hearts, let's not kid ourselves here. We all have that. That's where the joke came from. That's why the joke is still fucking prevalent to this day. But we've also said back in the day that the game has to be able to evolve and change and keep up with things and keep up with the times. And if it doesn't, it becomes stale and stagnant, and nobody wants it because nobody wants the same thing over and over again. Nobody wants to eat rice every day for dinner. Could you imagine that?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Yeah, like, listen, I love Battlefield. It's probably my favorite Battlefield. Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3, they're fighting for the top spot, right? These games are my favorites, right?
But let's be real, mechanically speaking and everything speaking, those games are ancient.
I do not think that that they will work well in the current landscape. Yeah,
nope.
Like they will work well in a closed environment, maybe, but when you play in a multiplayer game, online multiplayer game with people, it'll play completely different. It will be unbalanced and so on. Like, yeah, Battlefield 3 system, the way the classes was set up and everything, sure, makes sense in a vacuum. But on a grand scale of things, it will be a horrible experience to play these days. I'm sorry. I love these games. I love Battlefield 3. That's why the reason the person I am today is thanks to Battlefield 3. Just because, listen, even if you're a developer or a gamer or whatever, or just a fan of this franchise, that game changed my life. But that being said, I will not pretend that everything is perfect in there. Of course not. We have to smell the coffee and see what's happening in our world right now, in the real life, right? nostalgia
for
is
us,
a
it comes with getting older. Here's the
Yeah,
other thing.
that
Here's
too,
the thing.
yeah.
There is an entire generation, like I've pointed out many a times, there is an entire generation of players out there who have never known what gaming was like in our day, what the original marketing models were like, what it was like in order to wait on DLC content and shit like that. There's like the generation that's out there that's the youngins these days, like they have only ever known live service, so they support it and they play the shit out of it. That's the reality.
If they even try to bring premium back, might as well kill the game now.
People wouldn't know what to fucking do with it. They'd lose their goddamn minds. But
might as
yet
well
at the
kill the
same
game
time,
now.
you're fine with paying a subscription service.
Yeah, we might as well kill the game now if you release like a premium. It's like, listen, I said like, was it like maybe 20 episodes ago? I don't know, when we were talking about tremendous live service that Andrew Wilson was talking about. I'm just gonna say this: like, if they like everyone that asking for premium, in my eyes, that comes from a selfish point of view. Yes, you will get the content. Yes, you will get the maps. Yes, you will get the guns. Okay, what are you gonna do in a couple of weeks when the servers are dead and no one's playing? Yeah, you got the content. Congratulations. You pay for the content, enjoy with other 20 people that play in the servers, and they go back to vanilla servers. Like, I get the idea behind it, but you have to understand the implications here. The reason we were asking to remove premium back in Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 because it split the player base.
It was literally divvying the player base up, and it was killing servers.
Yeah, it was
not a lie.
It's not a lie. We've been there. We hosted our servers ourselves and everything. Killed servers. It's just. But anyway.
Yeah.
But going back,
as much as I hate live service, as much as I shit on it, let's be real. It keeps content going. It gives the developers the ability in order to keep refreshing the content and keep the content fresh. And it's a hard stand in order to be on that. And I get it. And I mean, I feel like I'm pulling teeth just saying that myself because I hate defending this model. I hate this business model. But I mean, I do see the benefits of it in some degree. I mean, it's possible. There are some nuggets of diamond in that giant turd of shit. But that being said, I mean, the original way wasn't necessarily the best way either. It was very gatekeepy, and we didn't like it back then, and I don't like it now. I don't like the fact that it's okay. You either you pay an extra premium service and you get to go play in this pond, or you pay just the base tag and you go play in this pond. It should be everybody plays in the same pond. Just whether their swim trunks and their swimmies and their floaties and masks and snorkels should all be different. And the toys you use in order to play with which in the pool should be the different thing. And we've always agreed that. And the pools themselves, everybody should have access to every pool. Every pool.
Yeah,
because that gives everybody the options. You want to give players the options, give them the options. But at the same time, when the game's dead and it's dead, and dead and dead and dead and dead, you can't play it no more.
Yeah. But going back on the weapon thing and so on, let's ignore that last topic.
It's all the same argument. It's all the same.
Regarding the last topic about the thing for next episode, because we might as well do another 15 minutes from here.
Coming soon.
Yeah, next episode. But going back on the weapon restrictions and everything, what I want to say in the first place, before I start talking about former developers, it's that I've seen a lot of comments that saying, I kind of want to understand what I'm dealing with, so the readability of the situation. So if you see a player, like you see a support class, you kind of suspect what kind of weapon and engagement you're gonna get. If you see a support,
you have an expectation, yeah.
Right. But realistically, like when people's like, oh, if I see a recon class or a recon engineer or whatever, like I know what to expect and I know how to approach this firefight, whatever the case may be, right? See, sounded like a cool idea 10, 15 years ago. These days, people are so good at first-person shooters, it doesn't matter what fucking class they have. Because good players will figure out how to kill that player just like that. Just like that. No, like listen, that good player, for example, I don't care if it's a medic, recon, whatever, I don't care. I know that I need to kill him or he will kill me. I don't care what weapon he has and everything, it doesn't matter. I will do my best and I'll do everything to avoid any gunfight from that person to kill me, so I can kill him. Like what
I'll even add the ultimate question: Does my gun really change my ability to outmaneuver my opponent?
Exactly,
because
right?
Maneuvers and flanking and everything that matters just as much as the weapon you're holding in your hand. I mean, I've killed many of people. God, 44 Magnum runs. Why? Why were they so effective? Not only because that gun was just absurd, but the fact that you were smart enough and you could outmaneuver people and get on a good flank. My lord, 4 or 5 headshots before finally somebody would catch your ass. It was just sick. And all we did, and all I would do is just, okay, you're busy looking that way. I'm gonna go this way.
But yeah, I don't think it matters that, hey, oh, this is a support class. That means I have to play differently. No, you don't have to. Like, you don't have to. Listen, maybe I believed that idea 10, 15 years ago. Like I said, I believe that. Like, it made sense. These days, nah. Also, I've been playing.
Presumption is the mother of all fuck ups, anyway.
Yeah, I've been playing first-person shooters for so long now. I don't care. It doesn't matter. The only time I care what class that player is, if I'm in a tank, because I can prioritize to kill the engineer, not the assault class or the assault guy or whatever, right?
Engineer and support.
Right. Listen, but you can actually, okay, if you really care about the readability of the of the classes, whatever, cool. Have them have their weapons on the back of their back. Have your launcher at the back. Hey, that's engineer. Oh, you have a sniper at the back. Oh, that's a sniper class or recon class or whatever the case may be, right? Like, skins will kind of merge and everything. You won't be able to tell what class they are. I get that. Maybe you can fix it with a HUD and everything, but like I said, HUD is not the fix here, because remove the HUD and suddenly you're confused. So that means we need to come up with some different ways to identify a class in the distance, right? Like, if I'm in a tank and I need to kill the engineer before he kills me, yeah, I'll try to focus on the engineer, but I kind of need to know where the engineer is. Sure, I can predict where the rocket came from and so on, or see where the rocket came from, and then, like, calculate in my head where the engineer is going and then kill him. Sure. That's the only time that class identity means jack shit when you're in a vehicle. But as an infantry player, I don't think it matters. It really doesn't. I'm sorry. Like, I kind of get the idea where people saying like, oh, I should identify what my enemy class is and everything. I'm like, it doesn't matter. In the long, it doesn't matter. If I shoot you, I shoot you. It's simple as that. It's not that deep. And people love to think Battlefield is like some sort of deep, first-person shooter. Listen, it's no different than Call of Duty. Listen, I know you all hate it to compare Battlefield to Call of Duty. You hate it. But it just is. The way the gun works, the way your soldier moves and everything, it's no different. If you play COD, you'll be fine in Battlefield. If you play Battlefield, you'll be fine in COD. Sure, there's tiny differences that you need to get used to because the games are different for their own reason. But like an hour in or two, you'll be fine. You'll get used to it. Everything, you're not gonna be like fish out of water situation. You'll be fine. That's the thing. These games are very similar mechanically to each other, even though they have different, elements there that make these games specific in their own way.
I mean, yeah, think about it. Run, shoot, point, shoot, point, run, die.
Yeah, capture objective.
Respawn.
Yeah, capture objective, defend objective, move on, and so on. Like, it's like,
I mean, if we distill everything, I mean, it all traces back to Pong anyway. Ultimate joke. If you're old, you're really old, you'll get that joke. No, I mean, I could just be the devil's advocate and throw out the ultimate argument of let's just get rid of classes, period, and just go, okay, the player can just create whatever the hell they want, and certain combinations give bonuses to things. Like if you pair, a tugs with a bolt action rifle, you get what's called a recon bonus.
That's
let's
too
just
much.
make everybody Doritos and call it a day. Fuck the class markers and just have visuals be the thing. Why not, bro? We're one step away from that at this point.
You think that just create a class thing, it would go well? It would not go well.
We're one step away from it. Why not?
I don't know. I think that would be kind of horrible.
And we just get rid of the map markers, and everybody just becomes colored Doritos. You're either a blue Dorito or a red Dorito. You don't have ammo signs or none of that shit. Why not, kids? Let's just go the next step just for shits and giggles. Fuck it. Why not? Why not? Give everybody the ultimate freedom. There's no more classes. You are just a battlefield soldier.
Go beyond the call, right?
Beyond the call. There you go, marketing. There you go, marketing.
That's a good oldie one from 2011. But I have to.
Could you imagine though if they actually did that?
Oh
could
my
you,
god!
I mean,
could
you imagine that?
Shitstorm. The shitstorm.
It would be. It would be a huge shitstorm. But at the end of the day, I mean, how beneficial would that be? That would be like the ultimate just head fuck for the entire franchise.
Yeah,
because now there is no recon, and there is no recon. You are a dude with a bolt action assault. You are a dude with a bolt action. There is no support. You are a dude with ammo and an LMG.
That's what the Battlefield DNA kind of disappears to me when you like actually don't have any classes anymore and so on. Like that's, I'm so like I get. Listen.
What is but a class anyway, except for a dude with certain guns and gadgets?
Yeah, if you're going really basic, yeah.
If I run into a firefight with an assault rifle, a medic bag, and a grenade launcher, what would you say that I'm? What role am I fulfilling in that case? Oh, and I have a defib as well. What role would you say I'm fulfilling?
But how do you feel about the perks? Not perks, I would say abilities that you get individually. By playing better in the game, you unlock those abilities faster. So, recon, for example,
I can't say no because Battlefield 4 had them and they weren't that bad. The thing is the entire squad got the benefit.
Well, consider these as again, Medal of Honor Warfight, a defensive kill streaks, I guess. Like we never had. Well, closest we had Battlefield 5, where a squad leader could call in a rocket on an objective.
Yeah, you would get perks because your squad was doing well because you were squad score. Those things were based off of squad score. So this is not that much different.
But these are individual. A recon class can call in a physical UAV that you could shoot down on an area.
Does it? Okay, so all right.
So imagine like
in spirit of it being squad oriented.
But this is
I would
individual.
say maybe only the squad should benefit from these perks.
See, this is why I'm kind of like leaning. This is what the bigger problem here than the weapon class restrictions and everything. Like, I don't care about the weapons being available to all the classes. I don't give a damn. But this, like, that's just recon. What's the support one? And apparently there's different ones for each class, so you can select like from like 2-3 different ones for each class, from what I understand. So the UAV one, that's only one. So imagine you're playing Rush or whatever, right? 12 players, 12 recons, right? Boys, UAV, let's go. Let's go. Each of them launch your UAV, like 12 UAVs,
Chain
let's go.
after one, after another. Yeah, I mean, I get that. Here's my
really
question.
Annoying.
How is that any different than Commander Mode? Because Commander Mode gave squads and players those perks. You could park a UAV over the choke points at locker, and you'd have everybody exposed. You'd have everybody's number. I'm not really seeing that much of a difference. The thing that bothers me is the fact that it's a squad perk that the squad earns, but the whole team is benefiting from it. Whereas what I liked the most about 4 is 4's squad perk system benefited exactly that. The squad would get faster respawns. The squad would get extra ammo or get something per their class. Like support would be able to carry a couple extra rockets. I think medics were able to recharge their defibs faster and shit like that. But there were some perks that did have no choice but to benefit the whole team. I mean, the whole team's going to benefit from a good medic being able to revive 25% faster. Let's not mince words on that, but at the same time, like, I don't think like things like reconnaissance and everything like that should be immediately shared with the whole team. Like, maybe there's like 10-15 seconds of it where just the squad can see it, and then the entire team sees it to kind of like have everybody like the information filter through or something. But I don't know, man. See, that's like just a perk at that point.
Yeah, stuff like this is they say this is a level 3 reward. So that means you have people. If you want to get it as fast as possible, you have to get good. You have to play good. You'll probably get at the end of the match, right? Because you're gonna acquire the XP and everything. You're gonna get, but I don't know. Like,
you're not losing it as you die either.
Yeah, but that's just a UAV. What about assault class or support or whatever or engineer? What do they have? Like, what is one of them literally an airstrike? Like, so what? 12 players calling an airstrike.
You and I literally had the exact same thought at the exact same time, because my thought was okay, support's gonna get like a fucking mortar that's off the map.
Yeah,
and they'll get like 6 shots of it with a cooldown.
And 12 players just literally like, okay, we got our level 3s, let's fucking bombard the shit of it.
Make it rain, boys!
Yeah, make it rain, literally. So that's why my worry is, if it's a class-specific one, and like, sure, maybe it's not the squad leader can call in, maybe like one player in the squad can call in, and then it resets back to level 2 or whatever the case may be, right? Oh, but also, we forget, these resets, you can use it multiple times, because every time you use the ability at level 3, it goes back to level 2. So that means you can start playing good and again, get it back, and maybe you use it 2-3 times, depending how fast it is, right? So, what, just mortar strike the shit of it until you win the game? Like, it's not ideal. So that's
I don't know how I feel about this. I'd have to see how this is
right.
gonna work
We haven't played the
before
game.
I could even go,
We haven't played the game, so we have no idea how this works. But
yeah.
But the weapon no weapon restrictions, that's nothing comparing to this, to these training pads or whatever they're called, like special class abilities. This is what worries me most. It's these abilities, because what can ability, like if it's just UAV, yeah, okay, sure, it's like somewhat passive UAV, whatever. Also, is there any way to counter that UAV other than destroying it? I don't think they mentioned that.
That could be another perk for a recon. I mean, you have the ability to you can either choose. You have, on one hand, you have the ability in order to actually be able to spot everybody, or on the other hand, you have the ability in order to keep your squad entirely dark and off the radar. I mean, if we're gonna go one way, there's no reason why we can't go the opposite route and have a counter to it. It's called balance, baby. Now I can have those same people who would defend having 50 million freaking UAVs out there spotting everybody. I'll sit here and go, okay, well, what if the entire team couldn't be on the freaking map unless they shot and they were immune to tugs and UAVs and stuff? We could call them small personal EMPs, field jammers, or whatever fucking sci-fi bullshit we need to come up with in order to justify it. The options are there. If we're gonna go one way, why not go the other? Like, I've pretty much been saying that this whole episode with some of this shit, some of these ideas. If we're gonna go to this extreme, let's go to the opposite extreme while we're at it.
Like, yeah, like, see, Battlefield always been like, I think we all both agree, and I think everyone else agree listening to this podcast. Battlefield's always been about rock paper scissors gameplay that type of thing, right?
Yeah, there's always been a triangle.
Yeah. And there was
the golden triangle of development.
Yeah.
The golden triangle of meta.
If there's, sure, you can shoot down the UAV, all that kind of stuff, but like, what if you don't have a support? Wow, you're gonna, I mean, sure, it's a Battlefield old tale problem shit, like, oh, there's a tank, I'll switch to engineer and fix it, right? Like, and if your team is on that engineer, it's like, you have to do it yourself, and it's like, it's annoying, right? So what if your players don't care about the UAV in the air, right? I guess, or sure, you can switch to engineer and take it down. But I don't know. Like, we haven't played this game. We have no idea. Maybe this works just fine. But this is my worry. It's just like, what kind of abilities? I remember I saw in the early playtest, it was literally one of the classes having the mortar strike. I think it was the recon class that actually had the mortar strike. So if that's the recon having a mortar strike, like,
that's scary.
Yeah, so either UAV or mortar strike. Okay, what assault has? Literally A10 run, like Call of Duty, just like a fucking airstrike.
That should still be recon, because recon would have the binoculars to call it. I'm like, this is the Pandora's box that has now been opened. I told y'all.
Yeah,
I told y'all.
So it's like, it's not the weapons that is the problem. I think these abilities or perks are the problem. Might be the problem. In like
stack. Now the other question is would things like stat buffing stack? In what way? Just say hypothetically, let's say hypothetically everyone's level 1 bonus is plus 50 to health for squad, and everybody picks that buff. Well, now you have everybody in your squad with plus 200 to health, and now they've become bullet sponges.
I don't think they're gonna go.
I
don't think they're gonna
armor.
go that way. I don't think they're gonna do anything to.
What about accuracy? Okay, well now all of a sudden, somebody's figure out how to stack overflow it and figure out a way in order to take in or completely eliminate any kind of accuracy penalties. You get what I'm talking about? This is again This is like the RPG level of shit that people will figure out when it comes to these types of metas, and that's what worries me the most.
Well, for example, if as I'm going through that article, that blog, for example, if you equip a sniper as a recon, you can. Your scope sway will be decreased, and the ability to stabilize your aim by holding your breath improves with the use of a sniper rifle. Being highly proficient with sniper rifles will allow for recon to be faster at rechambering between shots too. So it does change.
Yes, because you're experienced with the weapon.
I guess, yeah, it does change the stats of your weapon. You can rechamber faster, you can hold your breath longer, all that kind of stuff. Let's say, for example, support in light machine guns. Let's see, what did it say? Being used to heavy fire situations and being in the midst of chaos, support are experienced with heavy gear, and as they lay down fire with light machine guns, they will not suffer from sprint speed penalties like other classes would if they were to use the same weapon. So okay, so if you just basically can use LMGs faster, basically. Yeah, again, improving the stats. Like you can aim faster, you can run faster, like you can like less what's the word? Downtime while using LMG. Like, you know, oh, give me half an hour to reload this LMG. Maybe you can reload faster. You know, that kind of stuff. And then, for example, assault class. If you use assault class on assault rifle on assault class, will result in faster transitions between sprint to shoot and switching between assault rifles or other weapons. So basically, switch weapons faster and so on. Like, so yeah, you can change stats. Like, I don't know. I personally don't think the open weapons is the problem, but I just think the abilities are the problem. Might be the problem, you know, because I don't know what kind of abilities other classes have. They only mentioned recon. You know, what does assault has? What does support has? Like all that kind of stuff, right? And I don't think we'll know until the open beta. And speaking of like, this is funny to me. I've seen people saying they found some open beta files or that the leaks or whatever in the game files. Like, oh, open beta. I don't think okay, you know what? If there's an open beta, it will be autumn. Like November, October. And the game is releasing in March. That's the only way I can see an open beta happening this year. Like, I don't think open beta happening at the end of August or start of September. I don't think so. There's no way. I mean, okay, wait. All right, correction. Because of Battlefield Labs, it can happen. It can happen. But I don't think it will. Because game is not coming out late this year. If it does, I'll be
I just hope they don't pull some quasi fucking early access bullshit with Labs and go, oh hey, now here's our special announcement.
Well, they will have editions.
You want to pay us $10 a month? You can have access to Labs in this state right now and play the game. But I
mean, it's like,
use it as an excuse to generate revenue.
But is that different from premium back in Battlefield 4 CT?
You weren't paying monthly for it.
That's a full Battlefield Pro subscription.
Time.
Wait, did Battlefield Pro? Well, we were going through Battlefield Pro subscription details. Did they ever said that? Like anything, like early access to anything? It did it, right?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, it was just skins, currency.
That doesn't mean they wouldn't add it.
Yeah.
Here's corporate would do it if they could see it as an excuse in order to generate revenue. And I fear I'm going to curse the universe with this right now, because somebody's going to hear me and they're going to fucking do it. I feel like fear an announcement could potentially come along where they would say, okay, the game is in what we would consider a beta state. We have examined the markets over the last 10 years and realized that the community has no problem with early access and paying for early access and being able to play a game in a horrible state. We've done this before at Electronic Arts with other games, and you guys were just hunky-dory with it and threw us money anyway.
They wouldn't be wrong,
so what we're going to do with Battlefield Plus subscriptions now, for a reduced rate until launch, if you'd like to play the game in its current state and be able to provide upfront feedback for it, why, by gummit, we're going to sell you the opportunity to do it for, say, $10, $15 a fucking month. Would it? But it would generate revenue for them quickly, but at the same time,
Because
for that
progress
to
won't
work,
be-
they would have to actually listen. They would need the feedback set up like what Steam has for that to work. And that's why EA wasn't the best at early access titles, is what I was about to get at. Because their feedback structure is shit compared to Steam's.
Well, it's not even that. Like, just because look at the Battlefield community right now. The thing about the community annoys me that right now. In all the YouTubers and so on and everything, like I seen YouTubers also like throw some hot takes, like, oh, we have Battlefield Labs for feedback. Ignores all the feedback. Okay, this is what pisses me off mostly. Yes, they have okay. DICE or just the whole Battlefield Studios, regardless what's happening in the background with the development phone, that doesn't matter. Thing is, they have a vision for the game. They have a vision. Whether we agree with that vision or not the point. The point is they have a vision. From what I've seen so far, they do listen to feedback from Battlefield Labs. They listen to feedback, they see what the data, they check everything what's going on, and like, okay, people do not enjoy this. They don't like that. For example, there was a stim shot ability. There's a stim shot in the game, right? So it gave you health, it gave you speed boost, all that kind of stuff, right? And people in the Battlefield Labs playtest said, hey, this is a bit OP. It gives you health, gives you speed and everything. Basically, just like a much better player compared to everyone's because of that stim shot. Like, DICE looked at it like, okay, we agree with you. We'll remove the healing ability and we'll remove the speed thing. But you still get buffs like reduction on explosive damage, all that kind of stuff, right? No passive abilities that like won't kill you instantly, I guess, right? So just fine, okay. But that's loads of things that they listened and addressed in the Battlefield Labs, but because it's not my specific feedback, that means they're not listening to the feedback. That's how the community is right now. Oh, I want locked weapons. Well, we can't have locked weapons because that's not the vision of the game, but we can meet you somewhere in the middle. No, they don't listen to my feedback. That's how it sounds. And that's what I've seen a lot of people literally being dickheads for no reason. Literally dickheads for no fucking reason. Listen, if you don't agree with something, that's fine. But you have to remember, you're just a gamer with money. They don't have to listen to you. Just because Battlefield Labs exists in the first place, and they do listen, and they address some of the problems that they can address without compromising the vision of the game, that's admirable on many levels. They don't have to do that, but they are doing that.
Having been down this road before with CTE, I believe this is how it is working, and this is how it should work. They will get because we've been told this multiple times, the wider the pool of data you can get, the better. And what they're going to do is they're going to do exactly just that. They're going to listen to everybody. They want everybody. Well, no matter how more wild or stupid your opinion is, they're going to want it. Because then they're going to take it and they're going to get everybody together and they're going to take all that opinion data and they're going to play it out on a chart. And they're going to find that middle ground to the best that they can, like you said, and then yes, as long as it fits within the vision of the game. The thing is when you do that, there are people at either end of the spectrum that aren't going to be happy because they're going to feel like they weren't completely listened to because we're listening here. And not
that's that impression I'm getting. Yeah,
but that's how it kind of should be.
Famous words from David Sirland that he told us directly. Video game development is not democracy. It's true. It's just it isn't. And just they can literally they can spit our faces, throw the game at us, and say, "Enjoy, bitch." And damn right they know that.
Because, development used to be like that back in the day.
Back in the day, it used to be, right?
Feedback and devs listening to feedback, like that shit didn't become a thing until the internet got popular. And even then, it took a few years for that shit to start catching on. Like 2010s.
So
that's not that long ago. This is but a mere 15 years ago developers started doing this shit more like a common thing.
Yeah, so technically...
And now it's a common thing.
Yeah, so technically, Andrew Wilson comes to your home, spits on the copy of your game, rubs it in, throws at you, shows you the middle finger, and says, "Enjoy, bitch," that would be
Take it
$70.
or leave it, fucko.
That would be $70. And loads of people, below and down, they're like, "Fine, here's my $70." And then will complain that they got scammed. You're like, okay, look, dude. So Battlefield Labs, on paper, it's a good thing. And they are listening to the feedback. Listen, I will call out EA and developers, like anyone. Doesn't matter. I will call out anyone for any stupid ass decision that makes no fucking sense. I will tell them to their face.
In a heartbeat.
Yeah, this makes no fucking sense. This whole podcast exists to tell anyone that, like, with some really hot take that,
what the fuck
like,
were you
why,
thinking?
yeah, why is wrong with you, fam? Why is wrong with you? Been all this time, nothing changed. That's how Battlefield 1 podcast is. It always will be. If something says something stupid, we will call it out. Simple as that. Developers, former developers, Battlefield community, us, we call ourselves if we have to. Because when the truth dies, like there's misinformation everywhere, right? So that's the thing. Like, that's what people have to understand. Like, yeah, all the feedback will not be addressed for obvious reasons. Because of the day, you kind of have to appease to everyone. This game is trying to appease to everyone. Like, is that a bad thing or a good thing? That's a different story. But like we said for the last God knows how long, Battlefield doesn't know what he wants to be. It doesn't, like, we had a different Battlefield game for the last 10 years, and everyone has their own idea what Battlefield is. I'm like, bruh, so what do you want me to do as a developer? What, listen to Reddit? What Reddit made? If we listen to Reddit, this is just a Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4 remaster, and call it a day, and that's it. Okay. What then?
That still wouldn't be enough. But,
No, it wouldn't be enough. Yeah.
We're starting to lean into something that would be a subject for a whole completely
Yeah.
different episode
We're
at this point.
gonna end it here, but that's. I just want to say, like, listen, guys, it's just don't be dickheads. Be reasonable. Just because they don't address your specific feedback doesn't mean they're not addressing any other feedback that they can address, right?
I don't know if anybody's been really paying attention. If you've been paying attention this entire episode, like I have talked in the theme like this entire time, there are balances to things. There is one extreme as well as there is the other extreme. Yeah. So those things exist. So you have to keep those in mind when you're doing shit like this. So for all of the fact that we think that they don't listen to our feedback, they could equivocally just as much tell us to go fuck ourselves as well.
They could, but they're not. That's why I have to admire that, yeah.
So you can't completely shit on them for it. As a rational human being, you just can't do it. But at the same time, yeah, like Tom said, I could sit here at the same time and go, yeah, I enjoy this. I see what's going on with it. I see the potential in it. And oh, by the way, here's what's fucking stupid with it. I can do that. That's a normal human thing.
Yeah.
So we should do it. Don't just worship the damn thing. I don't do blind fealty. Fuck that shit.
Oh,
it's dumb.
We're beyond blind loyalty. We're beyond that.
That was when we was young and dumb and didn't realize how the industry really was, and this was before we made friends. And now we're older and we know better.
Yeah. The people who were back then and what kind of people we are today is just like night and day. And I think for the better, literally for the better. But that's why you listen to this podcast, because we provide you conversations that you can never find anywhere else. Literally, you cannot find these kind of conversations anywhere else. So thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for everything. Battlefield1.net. Still need to get used to it. Check out the website. If you want to support us, find information about us, or whatever the case may be, read some news about the Battlefield and everything, please go to the website. Give us feedback and everything. As always, the Google Forms document is still in the description. Leave a rating, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, that's kind of it. So Ray, have any closing thoughts?
Nope. We love you guys. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Have a good day.